Many times in life, we have our grip so tight on what we think we have to do that we miss out on a lot of opportunity when it could have been a lot easier. We do things the hard way because we're not willing to let go, detach from the outcome, make the unconscious conscious, do the introspection to see the situation how it is from an outsider view, almost third person, and see, man, maybe I don't need to do it all by myself a certain way. Maybe there's a better solution. And I'm the guy that spent 5 years fulfilling my own orders for my fitness brand Streignth that I started at age 18 in a college dorm room. Now we've sold in all 50 states, 20 countries. But those first 5 years, perfect example of this, of releasing the reins, being able to realize you don't have to do everything yourself, and letting go of control in your life, right? This is for that person who feels they are afraid of the unknown, that they have to have control. If you guys have ever seen the show, oh gosh, with Billy Bob Thornton, Landman, oh my gosh, that girl, right? That girl, she's kind of a baddie, but she's like all sophisticated, and she's on the plane and she's worried about the plane crashing, right? Worried about something beyond her control. And then the fun guy next to him with the mullet ends up helping teach her that you just gotta have fun with it. Hey, they started having a little good time, getting drunk a little bit. Maybe this isn't the best analogy. I don't know how many of y'all have seen Landman, but it's a great show. You should check it out. I'm watching Yellowstone right now too. But releasing the reins is about letting go of the fear of the unknown and giving control, giving the situation to God, trusting that it's going to work out. And I want to give a personal example through my book, Scars to Strength, of how I personally adopted and learned to let go of that fear of control, that need to take control of everything. So it's actually through my dad. My dad taught me that unintentionally in a bad way. Love my dad, so many great qualities by him. I'm gonna get into it in a sec. So law number 10 of my book, Scars to Strength, we have release the reins. Principle says, control feels like strength, but it's a cage. Self-mastery is the shift from doing to leading. From owning every task to owning the standard. Excuse me, I'm gonna re-say that. From owning every task to owning the standards, systems, and people who carry them. You scale by trusting well, not by gripping harder. Mantra: control cages, trust builds, release the reins to free your vision. So yes, I definitely had this fear, and it was because my dad, he's a very successful business owner, insurance, or he's an agent, right? He's a very successful businessman, and a lot of what he does in the day-to-day is he handles calls with clients immediately. Doesn't matter where we're at, if we're at family dinner or we're on vacation or whatever. His discipline is based on solving problems immediately and cutting the grass all himself, doing the dishes all himself, the laundry. He does everything. I am so grateful for my dad. It's so admirable, but it's almost haunting at the same time, because he takes all these things that he has to have perfect, and it's made him into the man he is. So I don't want to discount it at all, but at times it seems it's very stressful, very high strung. I'm the complete opposite of that, in the regard where I've been able to adopt his hard work ethic and be able to create a very successful growing fitness brand through Streignth. But I've been able to have a cool cucumber, and this is just what my friends have said. This is what past employees have said. My friend who worked with the company that I've known since I was 5 years old, he said, the only reason Streignth is still successful today is because you've been able to remain cool as a cucumber through all the BS we've dealt with. And I really appreciated that compliment. Shout out to my guy. He knows who he is if he's watching this. But yeah, it comes down to you have to be detached from the outcome. And I learned 5 years in that I couldn't be the guy fulfilling the orders. I hired a warehouse manager. I ended up hiring video editors and then salespeople and helping with content creation, support team, the fulfillment, being able to focus on what is the highest leverage task as the CEO and founder. It's vision work. It's the creative mind that we all started with. When we first started Streignth, it was just content, and I went to school for marketing. So it was, how do we get people to see us, right? The content, the photo shoots, and selling cool t-shirts and hoodies and joggers. It was a blast. And then we diversified. We got into supplements and coaching, and now we make an even greater impact. It's a lot of fun. But I wouldn't have had these revelations and the space to think if I wasn't willing to let go of control of the operations. Bringing on my first employee was one of the coolest feelings because it wasn't just about me anymore. I was fully in charge of another person. I've got somebody on payroll right now that has a wife and kids and a mortgage, and that feels amazing that we can provide, and that he carries so much weight for the team that it all makes sense. And yeah, it's just different growing curves. You have to be willing to put in that risk and put in the risk to not have to worry about that control, right? We fear the unknown. We fear, what if the worst thing happens? What if I lose control? God won't allow, this is hard to say because I've wrestled with this sometimes as well. Bad things happen. We ask God, why? Is there a greater reason behind it? Terrible things happen, and we really question, God, what was the purpose of this? But what I've noticed is typically life only makes sense backwards. Hindsight 2020, they say. You got to trust the season you're in right now. You got to focus on the inputs of what can I let go of control of so I can have a more peaceful state of mind, so I can perform better, get better results, unlock more success for myself. Do you really have to hard white knuckle everything in your life? Or is there an easier way? Imagine if, that's what I always think. Imagine if your goal is to make $1 million. Let's just say $100,000. You want $100,000 saved in the bank account. Can you get there just as quickly, if not faster, without having to stress yourself out? What if you could take the emotion out of it? One of my friends, he says, you must take all the emotion out of business. You must see it as black and white. It's not your life. Streignth used to be my whole life. It's my lifestyle, yeah. I don't really see it as work. I see it as, I'm in a state of play 24/7. So I work, I don't really work, I build. I don't like to say I'm working, I say I'm building. I get ticked when my mom says, are you still working? I'm like, no, I'm building, Mom, what the heck? I'm a builder. That's the mindset to have. We don't work, we're building towards a greater future, right? So the point of all this is to remind you, you don't have to white knuckle yourself through life. If you could get your results just as quickly, if not faster, and you didn't have to be stressed all the time and have to do it all yourself. I read a really good book one time. For any entrepreneurs watching this, read Who, Not How. Why try to learn something all by yourself when you could find someone that knows exactly the solution to your problem and get there exponentially faster by letting go of control yourself, putting your trust in somebody that is still in alignment that can get you the results even quicker. I saw that numerous times, and I brought on different types of employees. I've hired different mentors, different coaches. That's why we coach people inside of Streignth. People get amazing transformations because they work with our coaches who, like myself, we are certified. We have done the work. We've put on masks. We know how to make this lifestyle, this 80-20 principles of not having to starve your body, right? You can have your cake and eat it too in that regard in certain ways with the right systems in play. I talk about it in the book, but I was proud that I was making myself work so hard. I thought hard work equated to nobility. Oh, everyone should feel a type of way because I'm doing this at 1 a.m. I'm fulfilling all these orders, using all this duct tape and cardboard boxes, drinking all these Rein energy drinks at 2, 3 a.m., staying up, setting up a website, or what do you call that? What do you call that? I don't know what the saying is. I'm tweaking right now. Oh, SEL? No. Site. Man, I'm tweaking. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The price of white knuckles. I want to read you a part of my book. Nobody tells you how ridiculous control looks until you step outside of it. In the moment, it feels heroic, like you're the last man standing in the war for your dream. But if you zoom out, you look like a sleep-deprived UPS intern duct taping your own coffin. I remember one night at 2:17 a.m. staring at a mountain of cardboard that felt taller than Kilimanjaro. Tape gun in my hand, half a burrito in my lap, energy drink cans lined up like bowling pins, and my Spotify blasting Eye of the Tiger like I was prepping for the Apollo fight. But I wasn't training to become the champion. I was just making sure Mrs. Peterson in Eau Claire got her size medium joggers on time. You gotta work smarter, not harder. I'm telling ya. We've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to in this. So my challenge for you, what are you white knuckling in your life? Where do you need to let go of control of? And just trust in God's timing that everything's gonna work out. Like the video, subscribe. If you want to join Streignth and come to our team meetings and get plugged into our community with apparel, supplements, and a lot of good stuff, including my book, you can go ahead to strength.com/athlete and join the community. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Peace.